What's up, everybody who is watching via YouTube on the Ted Jones World YouTube channel? Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. And guys, if you are listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, leave a comment, give a little review, say what's up. Always appreciate you guys tuning in. Tonight, we have the Ted Jones Comedy Show at the Stand NYC Comedy Club and Restaurant, 116 East 16th Street. We have a few tickets left, guys. Excuse me, just fully burped. And if you see the shirt that I'm wearing on YouTube right now, we're going to be giving out a few of these at the Ted Jones Comedy Show tonight, 7 p.m. Do not miss that show. You guys can get tickets in my Instagram bio, Ted Jones World, or go to thestandnyc.com. Again, that show is tonight at 7 p.m. We have 6 amazing comics. I will be there, and I hope to see you guys there, all right? So I know we talk about the vaccine a lot here on this podcast, but I just wanted to make sure that if you're listening to this and you haven't gotten the vaccine by now, I think it's time to get the vaccine, guys. You know, like maybe there was a little bit of hesitation initially. Kind of wanted to see how things panned out, how things are being handled by the government and whatsoever. But in New York now, if you want to go to gyms, this starts like September 15th for sure is when they're enforcing it. But if you want to go to gyms or indoor dining, you're going to need to show proof of vaccination. I guess you're going to have like a little card, which I understand it's a little bit scary to think that once you give your information like this to the government, I mean, they're probably going to use it for other things, right? But I don't know. I'd rather be alive and have people know where I am than not be alive or be extremely sick and then maybe get one of my loved ones sick. But I know that like if I didn't get the vaccine, I'd be at a greater chance of just giving older people or less healthy people the virus. You know what I'm saying? So vaccination is key, guys. It doesn't matter where you even are in the country. I think it's really important to get it. And let's beat this virus, all right? Viruses come about in society, you know, every few-ish years. I can't put a number on it because I'm not a friggin' scientist and I don't know much about it. But, like, right now, it just feels like everybody's got to get it just so we're all safe, okay? I hate talking about this, but I don't want to keep living in March 2020 vibes, you know? I know we're not, but I don't want to go back to it, guys. I do not want to do it. So, also, who created the vaccine? Do we even know? I wish there was like a person that we could be like, ah, good job. Nice work for creating the vaccine. You know, like Moderna and Pfizer, I guess, are the best or most well-known in New York City, at least. But it seems like the country, those two brands have done the best work, and their vaccination rates in terms of people not getting sick have been pretty high, just like high 90s. So whoever created the vaccine, I think we got to give them props. Or like the group. How come we don't know what group created them? Isn't that weird? You know, like Tesla with the electricity, not actual Tesla like Elon Musk Tesla. I mean like Nikola Tesla, that guy with the electricity, and then Thomas Edison and friggin' Bell with the phones. We know all these creators, but how come we don't know who created the vaccine, you know, the vaccine shot for this virus? I guess maybe you guys can think that this is a conspiracy since we don't even know who created it, but I don't think it is, and whatever. Again, we're ready to go back to normal, so get that prick in your arm. And now it's like, it's funny, it's the opposite, because you remember probably, I mean, like 6 months ago or so, if you weren't wearing a mask, you'd look like a D-bag, and everyone would be like, oh, you're so selfish for like not wearing a mask. But now, if I see people wearing a mask, I just automatically assume that they haven't gotten the vaccine. I mean, is that wrong to assume that? I mean, I understand that the CDC is like, oh, yeah, we're recommending that you wear your mask even though you're vaccinated. But come on, if I'm vaccinated, I'm not going to wear my mask. I'm just saying that. I'm putting it out here. I don't think we should be wearing masks if we're vaccinated. And if everybody gets vaccinated, there's no need to wear masks, right? Until the next pandemic that we have in X amount of years, whatever. And it comes from factory farms anyways. Guys, I love how we're not talking about that at all. Like, this is where a lot of disease are initially transmitted in these, like, wet markets in other countries or just factory farms in our country. You got to go vegan. I'll tell you guys that 400 times. You know that I'm vegan, so I'm obviously going to press it on you. And I got the vaccine. I'm not just, like, trying to have my health in terms of fruit and whatever take care of me. I don't want to have to cancel things again. And especially we've got a comedy show tonight. That's going to be super fun. So you guys make sure you get to that. And the vaccines are not fully enforced, I guess, yet, but they will be starting September 15th. So you might as well just get your shot. On the subway, the MTA, everybody's wearing a mask. I guess the MTA is enforcing it because they're not really sure who's gotten their vaccine and who hasn't. But if you've gotten your vaccine, I don't know. Do you have to wear a mask? No. I am the new Dr. Fauci. You should listen to me. Just kidding. Don't listen to me. I'm not a doctor. But it's like if you put a PhD in front of your name these days or call yourself Dr. something, hello, I'm Dr. Jones. Nobody's even checking. Right? That's also like the funny thing, like people signing their emails like, oh, Jeff Winter, MBA, University of Phoenix, online, whatever it is. People don't even check that shit. And people are going to actually start checking the vaccine cards, you know, which it's a little bit worrisome. Sure. I'll speak to the people who think that the vaccine is a ploy for the government to control us. I understand what you guys are saying, but I don't think that it's like a full big deal. What's up? Why is my dad FaceTiming me right now? Let's see what's up. I'm recording a podcast. I can't talk right now. I'll talk to you later. Peace. That was actually live action. My dad looked like he was having a good time there on the beach. Congrats, Dad. You made it. Do I look a little bit tan today? I think this shirt actually does make me look tan. Went on a little run today. If you guys saw me in the West Side Highway, what's up? I said what's up to you. Saturday mornings, I like to go on a 5-miler usually. I never really look forward to it, but when I say I like doing it, I feel better as I finish it. You guys know what I mean? Like when you complete a task that you would otherwise see as daunting, you feel a little bit better at the end. And usually by like mile 3, I'm kind of like doing deep breaths to myself. I'm like, ugh. But I never stop. Guys, don't ever stop. Even if I'm going on a 11-minute mile run, usually on those 5.5 to 5 and 3/4 mile runs, I'm doing like 10-minute pace. I'm not trying to impress anyone out there, just trying to keep the heart moving, keep the heart pumping. And if you guys can't run for that amount of time or, you know, that pace, whatever it is, I would suggest just going on like a 5-mile walk. You know, go with your dog, go with your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it may be. Get out there, get sun on your body because vitamin D is necessary. That's also something that keeps the COVID virus away from you, right? Eating less animals, getting more sun. Don't worry so much about sunscreen, guys. I said this last episode. I had a couple people write in who were saying that I'm crazy for not wearing sunscreen, but I don't get sun every single day. I don't live in Miami. So if I'm getting sun 90 days out of the 365 days out of the year, I don't know. I'm going to consider myself fine. You know, we had ancestors that weren't wearing sunscreen, am I right? And they were in the desert or whatever the heck it is. I'm sure that sunscreen is great for people who are in the sun consistently in Florida in the summer for a week straight. Yes, sure. I'll put on sunscreen then too, but I'm not going to be putting sunscreen on if I am in the sun 90 days out of the year. You know, if that even is the right number, whatever. Okay. I'm preaching the vaccine, but I'm saying usually no to sunscreen. I was actually on the West Side Highway today running, as I told you guys 2 seconds ago. And I wanted to talk about horns on cars or horns on bikes in general. You guys ever notice the bigger the car is or the bigger the bike is, the louder the horns? I don't know whether that's like people need to be more careful of these large objects, like when they're moving through the road. Some political news. Our governor, Andrew CuoNO. What's going on, man? This guy was a hero 18 months ago, leading the coronavirus briefs every day. Everybody was loving Andrew Cuomo, Governor Cuomo. And then he is now in the trash bin of gross political people. I can't even believe, you know, what I've heard about him. Even Biden was telling him he's got to shut it down, leave office. What do you guys think about this? I'm interested to know. Do you believe these 11 women who have come out and spoken out against him? I'm sure you do. TedJonesWorld@gmail.com. And I hope this brings a new voice to society. You know, there have been so many people who have been canceled within like the last year and a half, but I'm hoping that it gets to a point where people don't drag out these cancellations. You know what I mean? When we're talking about a guy like DaBaby who said some messed up stuff on stage or then came out a few days later and apologized for it, should we give him a second chance? I don't know. What do you guys think? TedJonesWorld@gmail.com. I'm leaning towards yes. In thinking and in listening to rap music, guys, at least for like the past 10 years, rap lyrics haven't always been that great. You know, even your favorite rapper, I'm sure anyone you can name who is a rapper has said some questionable stuff in their rhymes. Does that mean they should be canceled? I don't know. Where do you draw the line of canceling people? Who decides who gets canceled? It just seems like if there is a big enough or large enough bandwagon on somebody getting canceled, the person will get canceled, chances are. But what these days qualifies someone getting canceled? You know, like, what do you have to say? Who do you have to offend? How many times do you have to apologize? One guy who came back from being canceled within the last year, I guess, was Nick Cannon, if you guys remember that. Nick Cannon was canceled for like 3 years. They were saying that 3 years, like 3 months, they were saying that Wildin' Out's no longer going to be a show, but he's back, and it looks like they're going to do another season of Wildin' Out. So if you do get canceled, this is like getting canceled 101 for for you guys listening. If you do get canceled, study up, admit you were wrong, talk to the right people, and I think you can get back into the mix. You know, like as long as your canceling wasn't 10 years running or whatever it is, like the movie producer Scott Rudin, who's just been a dick to people for 20 years. Harvey Weinstein been terrible to people for the past 35 years. I think one mess up, you could get back into it. You know, like DaBaby did have 7 festivals for like the rest of the summer get canceled because of him, or his performance rather got canceled. But I think that he can come back from it. He said something on stage that I'm not sure if he really meant. If you guys haven't heard it, he was talking about how people in the crowd should put their lighters in the air if they're not nasty and have HIV from sucking D. You know, just a comment that he probably wasn't thinking about when he said it. You know, he was on stage trying to fire up the crowd, and yes, was messed up, obviously, what he said, but this is only strike number 1, I'll say, for DaBaby. So he's trying to educate himself. I saw that Miley Cyrus reached out to him via DM and was like, yo, I want to talk to you about the LGBTQ community, have an educated discussion about it. And I think that's what people should be doing. You know, like, I'm not sure if people should be canceled right away for one thing that they've done, if it's not so bad. I'm not saying that what DaBaby said or what he did is excusable, right? But I don't want to cancel this guy for something that he said on stage when there are a lot of rappers who say pretty dirty stuff in their rhymes. Like, as you guys know, like Dua Lipa came out and was like, oh, I'm horrified at DaBaby saying this and that about the gay community. And meanwhile, she did a song with Pop Smoke, who unfortunately passed away and was a great rapper, but he said some questionable stuff in his raps too. So the line of being canceled is super thin, and I think as we move forward as a society, we'll kind of figure out what you can and can't say and what is deemed a joke and what's not a joke. And also, being a comic right now, you know, there are definitely a lot of things that you can't say, you know, but there are things that you can say, and you tinker and tweeter the line like, okay, is this inappropriate? Is this appropriate? Can I make a gay joke here? Can I make a blacks and whites joke here? So I think that for at least the next few years, we're going to start to see a lot more people getting canceled. I don't want to even say start to see. We're going to see more people getting canceled. It'll be interesting to see how, as a society, we handle this. Different countries being okay with different ways of saying stuff. But like, I'll watch movies. You know, I saw the movie Rookie of the Year like 2 days ago. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this. It was about this kid who broke his arm, who was 12 years old, and then he started to pitch for the Chicago Cubs. Even in a movie like that was deemed PG, there were jokes in there that were for sure an R-rated joke. You know, if they were to come out in 2020, 2021, if you watch Friends, you know, repeats of Friends from the early 2000s, there are jokes there that you deem inappropriate. So this line of being canceled is very thin, and we need to work together as a society in who we should actually cancel and who we shouldn't cancel. Because a guy like DaBaby, you know, what he said was definitely messed up, but for him to be thrown off of 7 festivals, like, do each of these festivals really think that what he said is so bad, or are they just going with the crowd? Like, oh, yeah, we're going to throw him out because the other festival was throwing out. So, like, let's not ruin people's lives over something that he can apologize for and maybe he didn't fully mean. You know, so I'd be interested to see what happens with DaBaby. I myself here, I know what he said was wrong, but should he be canceled forever and never be able to perform again? I think no. I think that he should be able to make a comeback. He's been having an amazing past 18 months. I don't want to say like one little thing tripped him up, but it seems like this is one situation that has tripped him up. And rappers have been saying a lot of questionable shit in their raps for a long time, guys. For a very long time. Saying fuck the police in the 80s was like the first time that somebody ever spoke their true opinion on how they feel about society and the police or whatever it is. But I'm not saying what DaBaby said was true or how he really feels. I think that it was probably just something that he was saying on stage that he didn't really mean. Okay, so that was my 2 cents on the matter, or more than 2 cents. I hope I don't get canceled for telling you guys how I fully feel about this, but I don't believe I will because I'm being appropriate here. You guys don't ever have to worry about that. Ted Jones World Podcast. Thanks for tuning in, listening. Guys, let's get to a listener email. Okay, so this email here is from Sydney, 29 years old, Belmore, Long Island. Hey, Ted, I have watched literally every single one of your vlogs. Thank you. Sydney, guys, if you haven't watched the Ted Jones vlog, it's on the Ted Jones World YouTube channel. We're at like episode 37, I believe, and those vlogs are really fun to shoot. They're pretty short, anywhere from like 4 to around like 11 minutes, just depending on the episode, what we're doing, but super fun. Check out those vlogs. Hey, Ted, I have watched literally every single one of your vlogs. I love them. Do you actually eat chickpeas directly from the can? Sydney, this is a funny question. I've gotten this multiple times. I do actually eat chickpeas from the can. In the last vlog that we just put out, vlog 37, you'll see that I crack open those chickpeas just a little bit and I drain out the salt or whatever potion they put in those chickpeas. I let it drain. Then I put some water into the can, shake it up, and then just let it water out. And I'll put those chickpeas directly in a bowl. And after I put those chickpeas in a bowl, I'll grab a fork or a spoon, whatever I'm feeling that day. If I have nutritional yeast, which I do have here in the studio, I'll throw a bunch of that on it. And then I'll also put hot sauce on it. But guys, 2 cans of chickpeas for lunch is so much food. So filling, super healthy. We're talking like 850 calories. If you guys just have 2 cans of chickpeas for lunch once a week instead of having like, I don't know, one of your heavier lunches, I think you'll honestly feel better. I've never felt as good as I feel running as like when I turned vegan. So like before I was vegan, there'd be no shot that I'd be able to consistently run at any pace for 5 or 5.5 miles. You guys should really try it. Just try being vegan for 72 hours, if anything. Switch those chickpeas out for the meat that you're eating, meaning don't eat meat, put chickpeas instead, have a salad with some chickpeas. But guys, take care of your health. These processed foods are not good. I'm coming from like a holistic point of view right now. And ever since I went vegan about 2 years ago, yeah, it's been about 2 years now, I felt a lot better. Skin's clear. I'm able to exercise more. I'm sleeping better. I'm happier. For sure. Haven't been on a date in 2021. That's been great too. But like, I don't know, guys. I'm just focusing on myself. And I hope that you too are focusing on yourself. You know, when you're thinking like, oh, I need a girlfriend. Oh, I need this. I need that. Whatever. You guys need to focus on yourselves first and the other things will come to you. Am I right? Who knows if I'm right? I mean, I haven't had my soulmate or whatever reach out to me yet, but we'll get there, and I'm not so worried about it. But Sydney, by the way, I'm sorry we got a little bit off topic there. I do eat chickpeas out of the can. I was just talking about soulmates. Like, what? I do eat chickpeas out of the can, and I'll put whatever kind of toppings I want on it. If I want like those chili flakes, I'll do that. Hot sauce is typically a must. I had scorpion pepper hot sauce the other day, and that was extremely hot, so I'm just sticking to the Frank's Red Hot or the Cholula hot sauce because that's a better temperature for me. But eating simplistic foods, I have found, has made me in better shape, has gotten me in better shape, rather. Or I've just felt more fit when I'm eating simpler foods with less ingredients. You know, like I'll have granola, I'll go out and have a veggie burrito. Maybe I'll have, not a veggie burrito, rather, a vegan burrito. I'll have vegan replacement foods like a Beyond Burger. Maybe some people would say the Beyond Burger is too salty. It's not as good for you as the carcinogenic meat, which I totally don't agree with. Beyond Burgers are better than meat burgers every day of the week. Taste-wise, yeah, I think it's better too, guys. And you say like, oh, I'd never be able to go vegan. That's not true. Try it. I know you might love cheese too much or whatever food you like that has dairy or meat in it, but try the substitute. And if you don't like some of the substitute cheeses, keep trying. There's a ton of them. You know, like I can't wait to eat this artificial meat that's made in a factory. And people will be like, ugh, that's gross. Like, do you see the way that your meat is created, dog? I'm not trying to make you guys feel bad or whatever, but I'm just talking to you from a guy who now has been vegan for 2 years and how much better I have felt mentally, emotionally, freaking, I guess that's about it, those two things, mentally and emotionally. You know, like I am not stressing that I have not been on a date in 2021. It doesn't really matter. Just been focusing on myself, trying to give you guys the content. Ted Jones World Podcast here, Ted Jones Vlog over there, all on the Ted Jones World YouTube channel. So guys, please take a moment, subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave a review if you're listening to this podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Apple Music, whatever. We've got a great guest coming on Thursday. And guys, if you want to come to a Ted Jones comedy show, which you absolutely should tonight, we're going to have a great one. And then the next one is on Thursday, September 2nd, 9:30 at Asylum NYC, which is in Chelsea. That is the Thursday before Memorial Day. So chances are that Friday, you guys will be headed off on vacation, long weekend. It's going to be great. But come and get wasted tonight at that show at the Stand, Monday night, tonight, 7 p.m. And then also Thursday, September 2nd. That's basically like one of the last nights of summer, which is crazy. Has summer felt like it's gone by super fast for you, or is it just me here? I will not miss the blistering heat, guys, in this apartment/studio. It is very hard to keep it cold because I don't want to have the AC running for 8 hours. That's going to shoot the bill up through the roof. And that's why I'm freaking eating chickpeas out the can in general, guys. Not trying to break the bank. Maybe we'll hit 11 Madison Park for that all vegan, what is it? That like 7-course meal that costs $300 per person. If anyone wants to take me on a date there, I'll consider going. But I think that we are going towards the way of people only eating plants. Factory farming, killing all these animals, it's messing up the environment. It's hot as shit everywhere. Let's look forward to the fall. I hope I see you guys tonight at the Ted Jones Comedy Show. Again, 7 p.m., 116 East 16th Street. We have a few tickets left. I hope by the time I'm telling you guys this and you're listening, we do have a few tickets left. And yes, this shirt will be given out. We'll have a few of these t-shirts, the Ted Jones World with a very cute worldly face on it. And then also we have Ted Jones Comedy Show t-shirts that we'll be giving out as well. Okay, so I hope I see you guys tonight at the show. And until next time, Ted Jones out. Thanks for listening.